everybody, we're going to be talking about osmoregulation.
There is osmoregulation in animals.
We're going to tell you about osmoregulation in animals. Osmoregulation is a process that regulates the osmotic pressure in fluids and the electrolytic balance in organisms. So basically, it regulates things. It just keeps things in check, make sure that, we have like the right temperatures in check, and, make sure we don't die and stuff. In animals, this process is brought by osmoreceptors, and humans and most other warm-blooded organisms have these osmoreceptors in the hypothalamus. I'm going to talk about two types of regulations, and those are osmoconformers and osmoregulators. We have the osmoconformers. So what does conform mean? You guessed it. So conform means to change. So basically that's what osmoconformers are. They are organisms that try and match the osmolarity of their body with their surroundings. So basically they try to change, or they try to conform that osmolarity so that it matches, so they won't be like too cold or too warm. And our osmoregulators are kind of opposite. They're not going to base their osmolarity, they're not going to base the osmolarity of their body on their surroundings, but actually they actively regulate their osmotic pressure independent of their surrounding environment. So osmoregulators, they don't take account of their environment. So they kick environment out the way. They regulate their body based on the osmotic pressure of their body. They don't depend that pressure on their surroundings. So we now have our intermission / our interactive part, one of our interactive parts, and we have a question to answer. So we are going to give y'all 20 seconds to write down your answer, and when you're done, we will give the actual answer. We are now going to give the mic to Brother Cam, and we are going to go over the 3 different type of organisms and how they exhibit different types of osmoregulation. Take it over, Cam.
Thank you, Sister Sosa, for passing the microphone on to me so we can talk about osmoregulation in animals and the effects of them. And basically, we're going to talk about how osmoregulation works in fish. Fish absorb a controlled amount of water through their mouth and also through their gills, through their gill membranes. Through this rapid intake of water, they produce large amounts of urine, which results in a loss of salt. And they have special cells in their gills to take in salt from their environment that transport the salt directly to their blood. That's basically how osmoregulation in the fish works. For humans carry out osmoregulation by a combination of antiuresis, which is basically the substance that helps control fluid balance in animals, and natriuresis, which is the process of sodium excretion, which is usually through pee or urine. And the osmoreceptor cells are critical in in mediating these functions. Osmoregulation is imperative to organisms. Without it, concentration of nutrients in waste product becomes dangerously high in the organism's body. This causes metabolic processes of the organism to slow down or even stop, causing body functions to be impaired, which will ultimately result in death. However, by maintaining a balance of fluids in the body, the organism is able to grow more effectively. It also allows organisms to live in areas that osmoconformers cannot. Osmoregulation is just a bunch of animals peeing. That's really how they maintain a balance. Intake liquids and also excrete the waste. Y'all know what I meant. So,
Osmoregulation regulates the pee that gets excreted out your body. There are 2 types that you have seen: osmoregulators and osmoconformers. One matches with the surrounding, and the other one just minds its own thing. Osmoregulation maintains your body and excrete waste for living.